is this the buildings you're thinking of?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, let's do a drive around real
That's
quick.
actually the back, but yeah.
Yeah, we're doing a drive around.
Yeah, so that's where the parking is. We actually came in from the other side, so
Yep.
yeah,
So, and then this over here, these are as well. Yeah.
right. Yeah, what you just had was the horseshoe building, and then
Yeah.
to the left are
And then we got this pool building here, right?
yeah,
Right there. And then
yeah, right. And so
right
yeah, that's
here,
straight ahead. That is the condos,
right.
right? So,
This is
but
the
yeah,
condos.
that
This is not part of it, right?
right, that building to the left with the white trim, yeah, that's not it. It's the green one in the back there.
Got it. So all these right here,
Right.
from here
Yeah,
around to
that's the
there.
horseshoe building, and then the other buildings will be to the right from there.
It's going to be
Or go to the left and keep going. Yeah,
these two buildings over here.
right.
That one
Yeah,
and that one.
yeah, the one farther back too. Yeah, yeah. So
This,
it's a well hidden asset, that's for sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they need better signage out on the road too.
It's got some tricks to find it. So let's pull this in here. And based on this, it's underwriting it like it's a valid address, but based on it contains multiple individual condo owners, etc. So what I want to do is in order for this to operate well, I want to correct it because
Yeah,
it's doing its job like I told it to, but I need to correct it.
yeah. The
So
condos
the
are
project
definitely
we're
not
looking
part of
at
it.
is actually the project we're looking at is actually a different owner. There's multiple divisions over there, but I'm going to give you a screenshot of the area, and it's all the ones with the brown roof.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's
That should
what we're
help it
looking
out.
to get uh, deal info on, and then you can see the name of the apartment complex right there. And these are apartments, yes?
Yes,
Okay,
1 and 2 bedrooms.
yeah. So let me get that to load in there, and then I'm going to go grab that screenshot that I created. And the screenshot will provide um, the information, the context necessary for it to come up and do what it's supposed to do, I believe. Again, we try to break this thing every day, and so far it has not failed us. It's had some
Okay.
errors that we go back and replace and repair, but it's done an excellent job of finding stuff. So let's see if this one's tricky. I want to see how good it is.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to be the first one to break your program.
I do, because then I can fix it. So um, inside of what we do here with these basically Catherine creates a Rosetta Stone that helps people streamline their business inside of whatever it is they do, whether it's raise capital, do retail, do stocks and bonds, insurance. We've got people that do cost segregation tax strategy stuff, and we build them these things. I got lawyers, I got private jet brokers. Like we build the Rosetta Stone for these people, and what it is just AI integration. You're accepting AI as your new friend, literally. So, and that's what Catherine builds out inside of her 2.0 program. And it is knocked 80% of my time back. Like I run 14 companies. Without AI, it'd be next to impossible to do it. So on this
I
one,
want you
brown,
to teach me, Catherine.
right? Brown section of roof, Cortez Plaza Apartments, multifamily asset, not the individual deeded condo buildings I wrote before. Here's the deal. Now it's going to go and let's see if it provides us with a white sheet because it's sourcing Crexy. You're familiar with what Crexy is?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's sourcing Crexy right now. And so it says that it was built in 1973, right? All right, so let's before we get crazy here, let's see. It pulled all that information from here. Okay. So now it says that it's an 84 unit. Is that right?
Yep, that is.
Is it a one bedroom, two bedroom units between 1200 and 1400?
Yeah, that sounds about right. At 40, I think 41 bedrooms and 44 two bedrooms. The two
Okay.
bedrooms were different sizes,
40
but
of them are one
corresponding.
bedroom, 44 of them are two bedroom, according to the first pass revenue run. We didn't load, like you have all the economic paperwork already. We don't have anything, so it's assuming
Yeah.
these numbers. But if we're assuming a 45 to 55 expense ratio, the net ROI on a fully, a fully rented out place, like it's 92%, right? So without the T12, we're looking at the rental revenue of about 1.18, and then we're factoring in the expenses, and we're coming up with cap rates where with the assumed NOI, our values range from 8.8 to 10.8.
That's in the ballpark. I think they owe 9.7 or something like that. We're gonna probably offer 9.75.
And
They're
this is
getting
in the
that.
state of Florida, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay, let me see if I can do a little trick right here. This property is located in the state of this property is located in the state of Florida, and I know that all deeds and all mortgages and all documents related to finance are recorded at the recorder's office. Can you go look up any and scrape any data on this property to see if there was any recorded deed of trust or mortgage on this property? And if so, what was that and when was it? And get us back information. I don't need copies of the PDF yet. I know where to go find them. Just get me the information that's on them and bring it back. Now, I mean, I had you verify that this is the property.
yeah.
And I did that because by pulling up, for example, like this property report from Crexy. I'm not a member of Crexy, so I'm not going to get all the cool information I need,
Yeah.
right? Unless I call one of these guys and get them to chit chat with me about it. It's actually in a really good location as far as like in accordance to the beach. And I do know that like, the need for affordable housing in that area is pretty significant.
There is a
Um,
brand new affordable housing going up right behind there
right.
that the city, from that picture, it'll be to the right.
Yeah. If I actually expand out, you can see it.
Actually off of Orlando.
Yeah.
Yeah, that field right there.
Over
There,
here
no, I think
or
to the left of that. Yeah,
this
that
one,
green top left corner right now. Yeah,
top right
so
corner.
almost in the middle. That green patch right there.
Oh, okay,
It's
right here.
center. Yeah, right there.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah, they're putting low income housing in there, and the city is, I think, guaranteeing like half of it, and the
Yeah.
rest of it will be Light C and Section 8.
Yep.
So we don't consider that competition.
No. No, but I mean, and again, what's cool, I'll show you here when we get back into it. Um, Here it shows like
Yeah, this is pretty good. I actually call Claude Uncle Claude, so
yeah.
I know I know exactly what we're doing here.
Well, and what we do is so like inside of Claude, because I run GPT and Claude together.
Do
I
you?
run actually 15 different programs, and the reason is because GPT can't do this. At a meeting last week, we're going to be partnering with a company. It's called the ABN program or
Uh-huh.
company, American Business Network.
Yeah,
And so we're going to be working with angel investors and VCs on bringing them deals. We get such a deal flow that it's ridiculous. And being able to do the due diligence on these things is like top level now because of AI. But
right,
a company that's been around for over 2 decades, introducing deals to angel investors and venture capitalists at early stage development, is needing to uh, you know upgrade the system, if you will. I mean, they're still only charging $1,200 a year, and you get to eat dinner at Ruth Chris Steakhouse.
Fleming. Fleming's.
Fleming's. Like they serve, and it's literally every month you go to these damn meetings, and you're getting free steak dinners, you know, at these meetings. So,
Okay.
are they quarterly or monthly? I think they're monthly,
No,
right?
they're monthly and they're straight across the country. So we've got
Yeah.
three um branches in Florida, three in Texas, two here in Arizona, one opening up in Vegas. They're across the country.
Yeah.
We've got Philadelphia, Washington, DC, and New York. So
Well, what I was going to say is I went and got my phone call. We did the Zoom call with the owner of it, and we talked all the way through it. And after the call, I had Claude break that call down for me and put everything into consumable, what I need to do, like call to action, all that stuff. Claude,
Yeah.
ChatGPT won't do that, right?
Okay.
But Claude, I can't program Claude for you to use my brain at your table.
Right.
Right? And so this is why GPT is important, is because using GPT, you can use this anytime without me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime. It's available to everybody. And so this is why we give these demos. And so if you actually had the documents, Sid, I was looking at the screen and Ray's name was there. We would actually be able to load in the documents and go
Yeah.
through the entire thing. Michael Butler, where's you at? This is what we did with Michael Butler's deal. Is Michael Butler's raising capital to buy the Church Avenue property and Washington out in Philadelphia. Michael, do you want to speak to this real quick? I know you're probably driving and walking around.
I
yeah,
think
let
Mike
everybody know.
said he had to jump off.
Did he jump out?
Doodles.
Oh well. Um, let me see if I can find it. Um, Deal run analysis, maybe? Senior living? No.
Well, I'm a senior. I'm all about that.
Senior living, right?
Living the dream.
There you go. Dang it. Usually we don't get to the point, like when we get a deal and we run through a deal, we will typically not need to put any documents to it. And we don't typically ask for documents until we get to the point that here we go. Until the point that we need like all the due diligence documents to be verified, right? And so inside of this one, this is a deal where we're we're buying a company, and so I was able to take and it's got land to it too. But I was able to import into this conversation all of the like the asset the the assets of the company, the T12, the bank statements, and literally was able to pull out like even doing I did like an IRS audit on this guy as to what he's taking out of it as an owner and using across the table on other things that like aren't lining up. So I was able to clean his books up too inside of that by bringing it all in here and making it make sense of this back of the napkin concrete company. So this concrete company right now currently makes on average about 200,000 a month NOI. Okay. And so trying to value that company and get it to where like it all makes sense. I had to use GPT and AI to do that, and it has the Deal Hunter brain inside of it to do it as well. When we do these deals, it comes back and gives us the opportunity to look at a deal without the emotion and say, is it a go or no go? Because here's what I know. When I go and find a piece of property, and this thing's so good, Sid, that I can take a screenshot of an ad from a wholesaler who's like, oh, I got this 5.4 in Scottsdale. And it's got it's 60% ARV. I'll be able to go directly to that screenshot and just load the screenshot directly in here and say, run this deal. I don't need to be a prompt wizard. Okay. I can just say, run this deal. And what it'll do is it'll provide me with 7 to 10 uh, um, factors that need to be addressed or assessed before I make that decision. So like when I put the stuff in there and say, run this deal, it's a no-go at this price, and here's why. And boom, 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 boom. And then it offers me solutions because I taught it. Don't bring me a problem without bringing a solution. And if you bring the solution, you need to supply me with the details. Like I want to actually see the work, show the work. And so here, right here, codes and ordinances pulling straight from the website. Okay.
Nice.
And so this is the power behind what a Rosetta Stone, a AI voice, and my virtual board can create. Okay. So inside of that, like what else could we explore on your deal? Let's see. Let me go up here. If I had like I said, if you want, I'll send you this conversation. You can take it off with you and
Yeah,
put
be great.
the information in it yourself and get it to run the deal for you. And when you put your T12 in here and all that, ask it to pull any discrepancies, ask it to underwrite it like a 30-year underwriter, and boom, it'll produce. So one of the other things, using the address, watch it, and I don't like to type. Catherine is trying to break my habit of that. I have to hit this microphone button. It's a dictate,
Okay.
and I will dictate right here. I'll say, go ahead and do a feasibility study on this area for the target client and the ideal client avatar. When you get done with that feasibility study, write me 5 ads I can put on social media on Facebook so that I can make sure that the place gets stabilized and we have it fully rented out.
That's that's great. I just dropped my email in the chat.
Perfect. I'll jump on
That's
that.
fabulous. My partner, who's a like 15, 16-year contractor, created one protocol that I copied and pasted into Claude to underwrite.
Yep.
And it hasn't liked a deal yet, but that doesn't surprise me.
Well, and
I'm
again,
using
it
software.
operates with the brain that made it, right? And
Yeah,
so nobody else can do what I do. Like nobody's
yeah,
going to have the experience that I have inside of the 30 years of real estate, and all the things that I've done. So the proprietariness of it is beautiful to that extent that yeah, somebody can get something close or duplicate kind of. However, what it's going to lack is the level of success experience that I have, but what it will have is somebody else's, right? And so whatever that is and whatever that looks
yeah.
like.
Yeah.
As a
Well,
matter of
if
fact,
you
that's
email me
something
that, I'll email you back what the protocol he created and let you read it.
yeah, that'd be cool. Catherine actually created something called the investor survey. Catherine, do you want to talk about that real quick while I dig up this other deal?
Catherine created herself, and I've been talking to her all weekend.
The Catherine Bell.ai?
I love it. So to answer your question, so the Rosetta Stone is literally, actually my client yesterday when we were talking, it's like creating your own personal customized LLM for you and your company and all the things that you're doing. The Rosetta Stone is my technology. It's how I've created it specifically, but it's customized for each individual client that we create this for, which has allowed me to create personalized clones, ideal client avatars, virtual advisory boards, all of that. The investor survey that Tommy is talking about is I share my journey of 20 years of all the different asset classes that I have invested in and all the things I've learned and the books that I've wrote about it. Is it took me 20 years to figure out what type of investor I am. I like to be the bank and I like to rent dirt. Now, had I had an investor survey that would actually like help me distinguish what type of investor I am, I assert that my portfolio would have grown faster because I wasn't having to go through and learn all the things. Now I'm happy I did that. But the investor survey takes about 20 minutes to do if you actually talk to it. If you type, it's going to take you 2 hours. It walks you through and it literally creates a blueprint for you. And then also the 12-month plan on how to create your multiple streams of passive income, so that you know, obviously you protect your empire and continue to go on and make an impact in the world. So really, it's one of the coolest things that I've actually ever seen done, and I know it would have saved me an enormous amount of heartache and headache and all the things had I actually had it. So happy to have that for all of you. If anybody's interested in taking it, let us know, and we can let you take that. And it's really freaking cool for everybody who's taken it.
There you go. It is. It's freaking amazing. So what I'm doing right now inside of Deal Hunter is I'm putting in a deal right now, looking to buy a house on a sub two. And what I want to do is I want to sell it with a wrap. And so, Catherine, do you remember the numbers on this one where it was like, is it 300 left, 300,000 left on the current loan?
Yeah.
Okay, and so if there's 300 left on the current loan, what was I'm pretty sure I remember you saying it was 4.5% on it on the rest of the 18 years, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so and if I wanted to, I want to offer a mortgage um arm that is, and everyone knows what an arm is, right? Anybody that survived 2008, what's an arm? It's not this, right?
Adjustable rate mortgage.
Right? No, it's an adjustable rate mortgage. And because I'm selling it owner financing, I'm gonna offer this mortgage where I want to get right now, I'm gonna start them at 7.5% and accelerate after 5 years to cap at 12.5%. In 5 more years. Amortized over 30 years. And we need a 30%, ready for this, 30% down payment. And the reason why we're telling them to give us 30 is because we'll let them borrow that, which they can borrow to pay that. All right, so now I'm gonna let it think and get busy doing that. We got like 9 minutes left. I want to go back and look at this deal real quick that because I gave it a prompt and I made it think. And so,
Did you
and I
give
want
it
to
the
see,
address in this, or is this a one you had already been?
the one that I'm doing the wrap on.
Uh-huh.
The address is not disclosable because I haven't bought it yet, so I'm just doing the scenario.
Oh, I see.
So we do protect anonymity, but it does cost you. You got to be a member of the group. If not, we just put your stuff out there, and if pirates show up, oh well.
No, I was just confused about how it was gonna be able to run that without the address, but
It's just running the scenario. It's giving me a case study, and then it wouldn't need to necessarily need the address because I didn't ask for it to give me an actual value or anything. I provided it all the metrics.
I see.
So to better understand the roads in it. I missed what that said. Somebody want to read that in chat? Over in the feasibility study, though, said it showed here that the feasibility study potential with those numbers and current concessions is a little aggressive at 6 weeks free plus $99 security on the select unit. So it's pulling that information off of a Zillow ad. It's showing that with substantial renovations, you could Cortez is an affordable mid-market apartment option. And that roughly 118 rentals with a median asking rent around 1,500. So that's off a realtor. Demand drivers are located here. You got the State College, which if you have an ability to put it into a dorm situation, you can adjust the metrics on that as well, charging per person that lives there. So if you got two beds, you turn that into
appears to be a three-piece ornate
a two unit person thing. So ideal renter avatar shows who you're looking for is the practical Bradenton renter. So monthly affordability, location, convenience, all that's necessary, really necessary. So competitive positioning is that it's convenient apartment price that still makes sense, not luxury living. Stabilization market plan would be to attack 4 channels simultaneously. Facebook, Instagram leads, Facebook Marketplace, which is free, by the way, and I teach a class on how to do that. I've built eight multi-million dollar companies using Facebook Marketplace. Google business profile and reputation stuff, very important. Like you had really low stars on that Google ad. And so that would be useful to learn how to get that up. And then the optimization inside of the other listing websites, and it'll help do that. It gives you a price range to, be in $30 to $60 a day initially, and then lowering as you go and get more people moved in. And then boom, here you go, 5 Facebook ads, like an ad agency, and then stabilization verdict, go. Like if with the feasibility study. So hopefully that gives you some understanding of what a Rosetta Stone is capable of. This is what I do every day for a living. You gave me an address. I used a map and that address to come up with something that helped me understand, okay, hey, Laura and Catherine, we got to get a hold of Roman and a couple other people. We want to make an offer and do a deal with this and come in trying to, put this together. And that's what we do with our members. And so I think you said you were raising capital for this, and hopefully that's successful for you. That's what we do inside of Titan 23. Michael Butler actually met up with Catherine and I in Orlando at an event. He told us about what he got. We went through it. We looked at it. The numbers made sense. And now we're raising how much for, we're not there yet. We haven't signed paper yet, but we'll probably be raising about $4.5 million for his project. And that'll be the first one, but we've got 20 million set aside to find more deals with him in and outside of other places. So, but this right here, back over to what I was loading up here on that acquisition wrap. So if I buy the house for 1.1, okay, or I mean, I'm sorry, I buy the house and assume because I'm buying it just subject to, I'm not, there's no economics the other way on that. I'm just taking over the payments. The appraised value of 1.3, minimum 1.1, where I'm at. They're gonna have to put 330,000 down with a wrap note of 770. So I did that because the jumbo loan, I believe, starts somewhere above 700. So now they can get
I actually looked, it's 850.
850, right? So as long as I can get them to where I'm just below what they would need for the jumbo loan, this will make sense for them because we're doing it owner financing now. So I'm getting the starting rate, and I can base that on their credit too. Like I can adjust the rate up. Like if they had crappy credit, if they're out here in Scottsdale, we're learning that there's what's called the blue collar $1 million. And what they do is they're buying Scottsdale homes because they want to live in Scottsdale, right? But they don't have a W-2. They don't have a doctor's paycheck. They don't have a lawyer's paycheck. They have an excavator's paycheck, which, by the way, is actually higher than the doctor and the lawyer now. So, but what that problem is it's not a paycheck written by a company. It's a paycheck written to himself somehow through a W-2, or through a W-9, or some other, some other way that's not bank friendly, as we'll call it, right? So this package is set up for that they had to buy. And what it did was, without any fancy calculators, I just brain dumped, I verbally vomited into my machine. And what it came back with is comments, it broke down what I'm looking to get. Okay. So it says here that No, okay, so I messed up. I told it 8,500 were my monthly. And so that didn't make sense to it. So I have to refresh it. No, the 80, oh, come on, hurry up. The 8,500 was annual. The 8,500 was annual. Redo the numbers. So it did do the wrap economics correctly. It's still that part's okay. And so you can see on the wrap economics that based on what it would be, 330,000 would be the down. They're going to pay 53.84 a month for 5 years. They'll end up paying that amount for 5 years. And then at year 6, it bumps up. At year 7, it bumps up all the way up to at year 10, it's at 78.27. So after the first 5 years, the wrap balance should be approximately 728,000. And then where that spread grows, we can show that down here after I've adjusted it by making it help and understand what we did wrong. So boom, 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 the annual taxes, insurance, boom, boom, boom. Now it's understanding everything. And so it's saying that based on that wrap, that they would end up with a $6,000 a month payment. Okay. So, because we're just transferring that, like we currently pay, we're just going to transfer that over. So at the end of it all, and what the economics currently come down to is that we're going to get the 300,000 plus the monthly payment. And if our monthly payment is down that low, we're going to be getting probably like $3,400 a month just for carrying the paper on it, right? And so if I season the loan, watch this. I know it's 10 o'clock, so we're going to get off here in a minute, but now if I season this loan for 6 months, come on. If I let this loan season for 6 months and then sell it on a note market at 8, 10, and 12% discounts, give me the total amount that we would make in this deal, seeing as how we have no money into the deal, but we are making the payments. And so give me the economics so that I know my returns. And again, let it think. I can go on with my day. I don't have to sit here at a computer with spreadsheets or calculators and try to come up with this. I literally just bought back 3 hours of time, 3 or 4 hours of time. So I'm not having to do the math. I'm letting it do the math. So, and because my computer's so freaking boggy, it takes like I get frustrated at the seconds it takes when I'm actually saving 3 hours, 4 hours of not having to do it manually. So I do have to sometimes show a little bit more patience on that. But
So-
anyway,
I was gonna say, before you wrap up, Mel has some questions about the Rosetta Stone. Can I take a minute and just answer those?
yeah, please. Yeah, go ahead.
Is Mel still here?
Yeah.
I can't
Still
tell.
here. Still
Okay,
here.
there you are.
Thanks, Catherine.
Yeah. So to answer your question, the Rosetta Stone, when I build it with clients, it actually lives inside of your system. Like it becomes yours. It's 100% yours. And it takes 3 days to build the whole thing out. And what it ends up being is several documents that are very robust. And what I've been told is that companies that have been around 20, 30 years have never done in depth inside of what we do. So it ends up being your business snapshot. It's usually about a 150-page document with literally everything you could imagine, the underlying pieces of how you actually run your company that have never actually been verbalized and now put on paper. So now we create that with you and for you. That's yours. Then from there, we get crystal clear who your ideal client avatar is. And this is the most important part. And this is like my nerdy brain was I understand that like when you study Fortune 500 companies, there's one thing that they do that they spend hundreds of millions of dollars doing, and that's understanding their ideal client avatar. So my brain said, if I do something similar, I should hopefully get similar results. Now I don't have hundreds of millions of dollars to spend. So I did the deep dive and ended up actually creating my ideal client avatar. But then my nerdy brain took it to a whole new level and was like, wait a second, what if I could actually bring my ideal client avatar to life, so to speak, and be able to talk to them every day about all the things, the marketing, the messaging, like all of it, because marketing is all about right message, right time in front of the right person. And so what happened for me was in November of 2024 when I had released my first three books. I've wrote 8 books. I'm a five-time international best-selling author. My first three books that I wrote, I knew that first of all, like I wouldn't know who bought my book, so I couldn't follow up. And two, most people don't even read a whole book anyway. So my thought was, is at the end of every single chapter, I would put the call to action to go talk to my clone. And that's when in November, when I released my first three books with my clone, 3 weeks later, I accidentally raised $11 million because it was right message, right time in front of the right person. How did I do that? Because of my business snapshot, the Rosetta Stone that I built, along with my ideal client avatar and bringing her to life and talking to her about all the things. That's how I got right message, right time in front of the right person. Because that 100% of that 11 million came from women who were 45 years old, had been married for 20 years and had 3 kids. Now, the 50 million that we raised came from all, her versions of her husband and friends and all that around her, but we were crystal clear like what that was. And so most people when they're raising capital, they're like, I'm looking for a high net worth individual. Like there couldn't be anything more generic. That'd be like, I'm looking for a person with 2 legs and 2 arms and a head. Like it's too generic. So by building it and being so incredibly specific, that's where I literally am able to get that message to the right person every time. So the Rosetta Stone literally is that foundation, but it's yours built on your system and you have 100% control of it. You own it. And then I show you how we build it, but now I show you, okay, now we're going to implement it here, 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 and here. And now everything becomes literally about you. There is nothing generic about it. So, like, for instance, yesterday inside of the ABN network that Tommy was talking about, they needed a bio from me. So I literally said, just write a bio for this particular company. And it did it literally, and it caught all the things that matter to that particular audience and pulled it all together beautifully. And so it's like when it captures all of the details that my human brain tends to be like, too many details. Like it's always the perfect message to the right audience at that time. So does that makes more sense of like not only
Absolutely.
what it is, but like what is the outcome from having that done for you, right?
Yeah, that provides me with a bigger picture, more context for sure. My only
Yeah,
question would have been because there's two sides of my business. Like I said, I have the brokerage side, then I have the investment side. They're not necessarily the same avatar, but there are
correct.
multiple avatars. So I have entrepreneurs with businesses on one hand needing real estate, and then I've got people that want to actually actively or passively invest in real estate. So those are two different types.
Correct.
One could just be your contractor that needs an industrial unit, while the other one could be a doctor that wants to invest, right? So
Correct. And
different
that's
avatars, yeah.
really, really important because here's what happens when I built it. Now, anybody in my company can now use what I call Yoda and like my virtual assistants, my marketing team, like everybody uses that information and uses that AI that I've built. So it's the same message no matter who is using it. So we have different business Rosetta Stones for the different companies because it is a different message. It is a different avatar. And it's really critical that we keep those companies in those lanes for answering messages, creating social media, answering DMs, doing reach out through LinkedIn or networking. So like when we go to networking events, I'm clear which company I'm going with and I'll capture all the conversations. And then from there, when I come back, AI knows I was at this event for this particular business. Now I will follow up with my AI will follow up with every single person about every single conversation I've had with them about that particular company. So now my targeting becomes really, really precise and laser focused so that we actually can collapse the timelines and add commas to bank accounts for each individual company based on their individual Rosetta Stones.
Great.
So
You
what we,
mentioned that you work with Go High Level, and obviously you've got your own social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, we talked about yesterday. So beyond just providing a Rosetta Stone, would you be able to provide us a service where we can link all those things together?
Yes,
yeah, that,
that's
Okay,
exactly part of it.
got it.
well,
So it's
yeah,
all
no, well,
encompassing.
inside of the Rosetta Stone, it allows for there to things to be built out for that. So to the point, like we built one for what's Prism Jet. It's a private jet charter company here in Scottsdale. And one of their brokers came to us and said, "Hey, I want to incorporate this." And what we were able to do was put together this decision support system for the company itself. And I had it list like some of the things that the users use it for. But here's the list. This is the more important part. Who are the possible users of this model? And it goes literally from the chart brokers all all the way down through the entire system of front end and back end. So as long as the same rules apply, then the system works good. And the example of that is inside of Deal Hunter by Landshark. Deal Hunter by Landshark is my real estate investment assistant. Free Estimates is my contractor. They don't have the same purpose, two different avatars. So again, Catherine can build it however you need it to be built, whether that's you know, with one brain like the private charter company, or do I want to have excellent brains in specialities? And that's the other part of these agents that you're building. So, and then to tie all these together, absolutely, there's
That's
the
where the
opportunity
agents
to
come in,
right
the
and showing you
customized agents.
how to
Yeah.
get marbleism and how to get your virtual executive board to function. Like we have a virtual executive board. I bring it to the board, and my board consists of people that AI already knows exists. So, like my executive board is Robert Kiyosaki, Ray Kroc, Richard Childress from NASCAR. I picked people that run enterprises to be on my board, and Catherine had AI go out and learn every one of those avatars based on the Wikipedia. Like that's the thing. Like we spend hours making those profiles virtual and creating the closest thing to an avatar that we can get, and then installing the rules. Remember the mind, the body, and the spirit into it so that it operates as if it's a virtual board. And so I'm able to get a perspective from Donald Trump before he was president on a real estate development that I'm working on. And Ray Kroc will chime in about his side of his perspective, and I can combine those two perspectives to then formulate my plan moving forward that I would have never thought of without that information. Again, it goes back to the very primitive mindset of you don't know what you don't know until you know, right?
So, but everything, the more customized you have it to you and your specific company, again, right message, right time in front of the right person.
Yeah, and the proof into that is that we can all run the same deal We can all provide the same address and the same prompt, say run this deal, and it's gonna provide Catherine with a different perspective. It's gonna provide Mel with a different number and a different perspective. It's gonna provide Ashley with a different one. Even though it's designed to tell you 5 specific things, it operates inside of your own, because since the day you've been talking to it, it's been learning about you. It's going to use that knowledge that it's had since day one with you to tell you the information. That's the way AI works. I said that in the beginning, like it's a crazy girlfriend until you tell it to act differently. Right? And you can't do that with a crazy girlfriend, I'm just saying.
Oh my word. Anyway,
my-
Mel, any more questions about the Rosetta Stone?
No, that's great. I already have a knowledge base, but I was actually surprised when you said 150 pages. I didn't think I'd be able to provide you with 150 pages worth
Well,
of context, but
you
love to work
won't.
with you on it at some point.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's where the coaching is. That's why it takes 3 days of working with me, and I have you, your whole team, and there's a whole list of what you bring to the table, and then we have this conversation, and out of the conversation, that's what actually gets created. Because most founders of the company, like yesterday, the founder I'm working with, he said like it's how does he get all of this knowledge, experience, and wisdom from here out here so that the whole team can have access. I have a genius in being able to do that. I literally go in and basically do brain surgery and pull it all out. And now not only pull it out, but now turn it into actual interactive. I don't want to call them beings, but they kind of are like we're actually interacting with them, and all of a sudden it's like it takes you stop being the bottleneck for your entire company, for customers, for investors, vendors, employees. You stop being the bottleneck because now they have one source to be able to go to and get all that knowledge, experience, and wisdom to move forward with velocity without you being in the way. So I will open up your brain, pull it all out, turn it into AI.
Yeah, getting all the stuff to talk together too. Catherine and I talked about MCPs yesterday. If you're not familiar with what an MCP is, you can Google it, or you can ChatGPT it or whatever. It'll help you understand. But yeah, we tied through MCPs and JSONs. We build stuff out. I've been an AI engineer for over 6 years now. I started on AI before 2018. We were using it in the healthcare field, and it was pretty amazing then. And it's literally light years away from what it was when I started. So, but early adopters, I enjoy it and enjoy teaching people about it for sure. So, but we got
Yeah,
your
I was gonna
email.
say, if you
Yeah,
want to talk further about it more customized to you,
yeah, let's book up
go to
something.
meetcatherinebell.com. You can schedule a call on my calendar.
MeCatherineBell.com, best place. Let me wrap it up with a prayer. We're going to see each other tomorrow. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the blessing of this day and the blessing of the life that we have to go out and do the will of you and give to the people everything that you want us to give. That's what we ask that you put on us today, Lord. So we do this on behalf of your Son who died for our sins. In your name we pray. Amen. Everyone, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Beautiful.
Go do
Thank
amazing stuff and God help the enemies that step in your way.